What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to YGOPD, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Professional Development, and today I am coming at you with a few combos and a few test hands for the Symphonic Virtual World deck profile I shared a couple weeks back. Was not really planning on doing this, but had a very positive reception to this, both here on the channel and on the Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, please join the Virtual World Facebook group. Amazing community. So I wanted to go ahead and share this with you all. And of course, before we hop into it, quick shout out to our new subs of the channel, Oogity, Bunny, Pedro, and Majin. Thank you all so much for joining. Remember, if you want to be included in the sub shout out, just make sure your subscriptions are public when you sub to the channel so that I know who you are and can include you in the next shout out. And just make sure you have that notification bell on so you are alerted as soon as I upload. And with all that, I will not waste any more time and we'll go ahead and hop straight into the combos. Okay, we'll showcase some of the virtual world combos in the test hands themselves, but to just explain how the Symphonics work as also a really cool engine for the deck and a budget alternative if you did not hop on Punk before the insane price spike for all of that right now, even though the Ultras aren't terrible, just something to keep in mind. All you need is a 1.5 card combo requiring the guitar and a discard of your choice. Can be anything. This guy has an effect in scale to discard a card, Specialist Symphonic Warrior from your deck. That truly is all that you need to really get it started. So we'll zoom out and showcase that. So what you'll do is you will scale the guitar, use its effect, discard the blank card of choice here, and then you will special summon from your deck to the field a copy of Symphonic Warrior Guitarist. This has an effect if it is normal or special summon. You can take a Symphonic in your Pendulum Zone and add it back to your hand. And then from there, since you've not normal summoned, you can just normal summon the Symphonic Warrior Guitar. That truly is all there is to it. And so what you're looking at here is a few different things. Move these here. You have two wind machines that's also relevant. That is a tuner and a non-tuner. So this combination of cards gets you access to pretty much anything you want for the deck. The most obvious and notable one being Halqifibrax to start Halqifibrax lines if you are so inclined to integrate the Scythe and Dagda into your deck before you then choose to Virtual World combo. That is one route you can take. Another route obviously is just rank 3s in general. So going second, Breaksword is an option to then go into Zeus as follow-up. Going first for your rank 3 options, you can do something such as Totem Bird. This is a spell trap negate, as well as is a winged beast to make your Harpy's Feather Storm live on your opponent's turn. Or you can obviously do a Virtual World rank 3 of your choice. I'm mentioning this one in particular because, again, it has two level 3 monsters with the exact same type and attribute. Again, both are wind machines. So those are your rank 3 options. Of course, given you have a tuner and a non-tuner, you can also make a virtual name in the form of Juju. You don't have to, but it's just an option there for you to utilize. And then the other two notable pieces that I focus on is Harpy Conductor and Cherubini. Harpy Conductor matters because if you hard open the Harpy's Feather Storm, it can be activated from your hand as long as you control a Harpy monster. So you can do your combo, and if your opponent decides to nib, veil, or ash, whatever hand trap mid combo, you can just activate that Feather Storm from your hand and you are protected for the turn. Or just having this as something to end on, so then when you use Harpy's Feather Storm, it's guaranteed to be live, is really powerful. And Cherubini is another option to either dump a Virtual World name from your deck to grave or to get the Brave Engine online if you are playing that as well. So that is kind of the crux of how all the different ways you can utilize the Symphonic engine for the deck. A really cool budget alternative, literally just takes 4 cards and then you can take it in whatever direction you want. So with that said, I'll stop talking and we'll just hop into a few basic test hands to showcase this off. All right, we'll give this guy a quick couple shuffles and see what's going on for our first test hand here. We have a Kowloon, a Destrudo, a Lulu, a Feather Storm, and a Symphonic Warrior Guitar. So this is going to showcase how the Symphonic Warriors play into the deck. A really solid test hand to showcase that, especially when we hard open the Harpy's Feather Storm. So we will scale the guitar, use its effect, discard Destrudo, since that's a great discard to get rid of. Put that over here. And then we will go ahead and special summon from our deck the Guitarist to the field. We will grab that. And then Guitarist's effect will go ahead and add back a pendulum to our hand. And then from here, we can normal summon the Symphonic Warrior Guitar. So you can do a few different things from here. You could go straight into Cherubini and dump and get the Brave package online. You could go straight into Harpy Conductor to insulate your plays, or you could just get a virtual world name right out of the gate. Because we hard opened the Harpy's Featherstorm, I am actually just going to link these two straight away into our Harpy Conductor. That feels like a solid line of play here. And then now we are insulated from all hand traps, more or less, things that are not imperm, basically. We'll activate the Kowloon. We will go ahead and place the Chuche in our spell trap zone. And then from here, we can go ahead and activate the Lulu, target the Chuche by then dumping from our deck to the grave a copy of Qinglong, specialing the Lulu, and then adding the Lili from the Gigi from our deck to our hand. From here, what we will go ahead and do is activate the Gigi, targeting the Chuche, and we will go ahead and dump. Let's do well, we can wait on doing Yan Yan. We'll go ahead and just do a Lili. Go ahead and put a level 6 in rotation. Special the GG. This will let us add back at the end of our turn. Again, we're still insulated from hand traps thanks to Harpy's Featherstorm. From here, we can go ahead and what I'm actually going to do is activate Destrudo now, paying half my life points, targeting the GG, making the Destrudo a level 4. That will be something that we'll want to keep in mind. And then from here, we will go ahead and Synchro 6 into our Stardust Charge Warrior, which will let us draw another card. We will draw that card. Turns out to be a Qinglong, not the best, but not the worst. It is a perfectly good card to discard off of our next search, which is our Qinglong here. So we'll go ahead and banish that from the grave to then add our Lao Lao from our deck to our hand. We want follow-up, and Lao Lao is going to do that very nicely. Sorry, as I completely move things around. From there, what we will go ahead and do is we have a level 6 Stardust Charge Warrior and a level 4 Destrudo. I'm actually going to go ahead and synchro those two and go to a level 10, and we'll go ahead and drop our Baron to floor right on the field. So now we have another negate that we're working with along our lines. And then we forgot to discard for the Qinglong. We'll go ahead and throw that other Qinglong back in there like we said earlier. And then we'll activate the Lao Lao, targeting the Chuche, and we will go ahead and dump the Nian Yan from our deck to our grave. And we will go ahead and special the Lao Lao and then use its effect to bring back the Lili. And then from here, what we can do is we can overlay these two into our Beatrice. And then we can go ahead and use Beatrice's effect, detaching the Lao Lao. And we can go ahead and send from our deck to our grave. We could do a few different things here. We could do the Brave package if we really wanted, because we have not used a normal an effect of a normal summoned monster, but we would have to give up the Harpy's Featherstorm, and I don't really feel like doing that. So in this case, we will just dump Snow as another form of disruption. And this is just a basic line. You could do a lot more, but this just showcases a bunch of doors that the Symphonics open to. And then we can just pass on there and end phase, either add Lulu or Lao Lao as follow-up. In this case, I will take the Lao Lao. We can obviously keep the Harpy's Featherstorm in hand if you want, because this is here, or if you're nervous, you can always set it. And again, there's always room to add the Scythe Lock too if you were really wanting to do something like that with dumping it off Beatrice and bringing it back with Baron. That's an option as well. But just as a bare minimum showcase, we have basically a almost turn skip, a Snow, and an Omni Negate with follow-up on our opponent's turn. So that's just a basic showcasing of how the Symphonic Warriors open a ton of doors for the deck. All right, for our final test hand, we have the Guitar, we have the Enchantress, we have the GG, we have the Chuche, and we have the Kowloon. Could not have asked for something better. So we're going to do a couple different things here. We'll obviously start with the Brave package. So we'll go ahead and activate the Guitar, use this effect, discard the Enchantress, and then we will go ahead and special summon from our deck a copy of the Guitarist to the field. Go ahead and throw that on there. And then we will actually we can go ahead and use the Guitarist to add the scale back to our hand. Then we'll go ahead and banish the Enchantress to add our right, and then we'll go ahead and activate that right as well. And then we will, by doing so, get a token and get Fateful to our field. So we'll go ahead, add the right, activate the right, getting our token. And then we will go ahead and get the Fateful Adventure to our spell and trap zone. And now from here, we can go ahead and do a few different things. I'm going to go ahead and just search the Griffin because why not? Go ahead and do that. We will take our Griffin, add it to our hand, and this is where the other utilization of the Symphonics comes in, is you have that free card add back to your hand if you're not using it for any link plays or rank plays, just as a discard for the Griffin. And then we can special the Griffin. Now, again, another instance where our plays are insulated. And so from here, we can go ahead and do our full virtual world lines. We will go ahead and activate the Kowloon, and we will go ahead and place another Chuche into our spell trap zone here. So we will go ahead and put that right there. And then from there, we can activate the GG, targeting the Chuche we set, special summoning itself, and we will send the Qinglong from our deck to our grave. And then from here, we can go ahead and we could do a few different things, but I'm going to go ahead and Synchro 6 first. This will go in our extra deck, and we will go ahead and make a Stardust Charge Warrior as another way to get that free draw. Special the Charge Warrior, get that draw. We drew the Feather Storm. That's so stupid. It's so good because Griffin is a winged beast, so if we don't use Griffin throughout the end of the turn, this will be live. Of course, we can have other ways to make it live, but again, just something to note is absolutely nuts. This is going to change how I want to do my lines a little bit, but we had the Charge Warrior, we drew the card, and then from here what we can do is we can go ahead and banish the Qinglong, getting rid of that. For our search, in this case we are going to search a Lulu. And in this case, I do not believe we have normal summoned yet still, which is even better. So something we can do here is we can activate the Lulu, targeting the Chuche. We will go ahead and send another Qinglong for additional follow-up, and we will add from our deck to our hand a Nyan. That's going to be very specific reason for that. Lulu will get special summoned, and then we can normal summon the Nyan. And then from here, what we can do, actually, we don't necessarily need to add the Nyan just yet. What we will actually do, I'm trying to think of a way to end on Totem Bird as well. We can definitely do it, but in this case, I think what we will do instead is we will add the Lao Lao from our deck to our hand, possibly. And I don't believe we discarded either, so we'll get rid of that Chuche just to make absolutely sure. We can add the Lao Lao. And you could end on Totem Bird here, but I might do something just a little bit different, actually. So what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and activate the Chuche Engrave, banish, make this a level 6, overlay these two into our Beatrice. I think this will be a little bit more versatile since we do have the Griffin, but again, we could always make it if we want. Zones are a little bit tough right now, but not a big deal. So we'll detach that Lulu. And then we can go ahead and send from our deck to grave. I'm going to send a copy of Destrudo in this case. So now from here, we can do a few different things. It's a little bit hard because our zones are clogged. In a perfect world, just for an example, Beatrice would have gone into the extra monster zone, and we'll just showcase what that looks like. Obviously a learning process and a learning curve as we go, but we can activate the Lao Lao, targeting the Chuche, and we will dump from our deck to our grave a copy of, let's do, I think we can either do Lili or Nyan, just a name that we have not seen yet. So we'll go ahead and do the Lili, special the Lao Lao, using the Lao Lao effect to bring back the, we'll bring back the Lili here. It's a little bit weird. I'm kind of botching it a little bit, but you get the idea of the amount of options that have kind of been created, which is really cool. I wanted to use Destrudo as a way to get our Baron on board, and there was probably a little bit of a way to do it, but we just need Destrudo as a tuner, so we needed a level 6 non-tuner. But either way, we don't have to necessarily use Destrudo here if we don't want to. We could just go ahead and overlay these two and go straight into a number 24 as another piece of disruption. So there's a lot more you can do here, but this just gives you the idea of how many options it opens up. Your draws hitting things like this mid combo is absolutely insane. I hope this is just something that's been really neat to showcase and a little bit different. This is obviously something I'm still learning myself on how to deal with, so I wanted to make sure I share my thought process with you all. But with all that said, thank you all again so much for watching. Have some really cool things planned on the horizon, including some updated punk guides, as well as a updated Tri-Brigade deck that will hopefully be playing at my coming regional next week. So with all that said, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.